found here too. Thousands and thousands of British soldiers encamped along this road on the eve of the largest single land battle of the American Revolution, the Battle of Monmouth. And right next door, right there where Rita's is, was the home of the only member of the Continental Congress to die in combat in the Revolution, Dr. Nathaniel Scudder. During the Civil War, the governor of New Jersey, Joe Parker, lived in that grand White House across the street, and the local soldiers embarked on their journey south along those railroad tracks. And right out front here, on the night when two cars were stopped at a light and a shotgun blast was fired from one into the other, bringing troubled times to our hometown, this is where the car carrying the wounded young man came to seek help. This building was built in 1919 as the municipal center of the borough of Freehold, when it was carved out of Freehold Township and became its own separate community. It was home for decades to the borough offices, to the police department, to the volunteer fire department, which is celebrating its 150th anniversary this year. So as the firehouse has outgrown this space and will soon move to a new home, so will this historic building get a new role as the centerpiece of our downtown redevelopment. Freehold and Bruce, we have a lot of stories to tell, and this is the place where we will be telling them.
Thank you, Kevin. As you can see, there's only one speaker left. What can you say? I mean, we're fortunate that every once in a while, Bruce calls a gathering of his old high school friends, and Mike Wilson rallies the troops, and we're able to share some stories and pizza at Federici's, and just sitting there listening to the stories. Bruce just loves coming to Freehold because he's one of us. You know, he can just come to town, nobody's going to bother him. You know, it's not like he goes somewhere and there's hundreds of thousands of fans. You know, we're regular people. We all grew up, and we respect him tremendously. So one thing I do have to say, I am the mayor of Freehold Borough, but we all know who's the boss in this town. But just in case people don't remember, we have a little something to help them with their memory for you.
Oh, loving it. I will wear this with great pride as soon as I haul it out of the back of my closet. They didn't tell me I was going to have to say anything, so I just thought I was going to come down and get my picture taken. But what can I say? Everything I learned of deep importance, I learned in this town. You learn most of what makes you who you are. Gosh, I don't know, by the time you're 12, maybe 18 years. And I had all the usual joy and heartbreak of growing up in a small town like this. And of course, the minute the opportunity arose, I got the hell out. All right? And I suppose the unusual thing was that moving around the world as I did, all I knew is I always came back. I always came back. And to this day, I've spent quite a bit of money and time trying to figure out what I keep coming back for. And so far, no answer. I'll let you know as things go along. But I think one of the things I come back for is just this. This is nice, you know. Who mentioned to me first the idea of of putting the archives in here in connection with Monk? Was it you, Mike? Mike Wilson. So I first said, oh no, they're going to do it at Monmouth University. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. Mike, they want to put it in the firehouse. The firehouse? That's the coolest building in town. So I said, gee, I don't know, that sounds, well, if you can do it without you know, and everybody's agreed on what it's gonna be and how it's gonna work, you know, they kind of be wonderful for me. I mean, it's, the bottom line is you can't get away from the fact it feels bizarre. I sat 3 blocks from here, came up with a few songs and things that I liked, and the idea that 50 years later anybody was gonna be interested in them at all. I mean, got on, this is the ring. My first manager, Tex Vineyard, passed away, and we were over there in Texas, over on, by the rug mill, and he gave me this ring, and I wear it on very special occasions because it's the one thing I have that deeply connects me to Center Street and the town in general, and my great old friends that I knew at the time and worked with and played with. That's remains some essential part of me. I could not even tell you why. I don't know why. All I know is it has, you know. And it's the reason I'm skipping breakfast to be here today. But all I can really do is thank everybody, Mike, and everybody here on the dot. You guys are all in the best, and it's. I come to town often, very, very often. We'll be sitting at Federici's, or I'll just drive through on my own. I still do all the time. So I'm watching you. But it's been wonderful having this town as the center of my art and of my life. I look forward to doing that till they put me in the box. Thanks.
Thank you, Bruce. Tremendous. Just a couple, that concludes the speaking part of our program this morning. What we're going to do, we're going to have the official signing of the agreement between the Borough of Freehold and the Bruce Springsteen Archives of the Center for American Music at Monmouth University. But just real quick, a couple more thank yous. Just to everybody in the borough that made this happen real quick. Steve Gallo, where's Mike Sweetman? Mike, where's Mike? Guys, just making sure you haven't jumped off the bridge yet. We've had Mike going nuts, you know, up until yesterday. Hey, Mike, do you think we could do this? So thank you to Mike. Chief Steve Sheehan, President Larry Jackson of the Fire Department, Chief Craig Dispenza, and everyone at the Police Department. Joe Flatus and DPW, Adam, Robbie Russell from the fire department, fire department right here, making the building look great. This is still a working firehouse, but as Bruce says, it's our best building in town, and and now it's going to be my hometown, the Bruce Springsteen Story Center, who's going to be a great repurpose of this building. Our production team today. Jeff Freeman from downtown Freehold for the stage and the sound system. Came up from Myrtle Beach just to film this all for us last night and today. Thank you, Kai. Carl Beams has been taking all of our pictures. Mark Lamhut from Paul Mark Printing printed up all the credentials that everyone has. And from the archives, Eileen and Bob and Sid, it's been tremendous working with you, so thank you very much for everything that you've done. I mentioned our committee and council. I am Irish, and it is getting close to V-Day. So just a quick plug for downtown Freehold. Sunday is our St. Patrick's Day parade. Pick up one, make sure you take this home with you. And come out and enjoy all the Irish festivities throughout the week. So thank you all for coming out this morning. We're going to have a quick signing ceremony, photo op, and we're going to have a little reception across the street for those who want to walk over and come over with us. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you, Bruce.
That better than I ever rolled anything like those.
Very nice.
I'd be like, I'd do that. So that's what they were doing.